Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, what we are going to be working on is decorating the outside of Daisy's house. I will show you guys where I decided to place her house. I decided to put her right below Tammy's house. I did go ahead and do a little bit of waterscaping just to kind of get the outline that I liked of the area. But now I'm just going to start up the Island Designer app and get to decorating. So right here, I'm just trying to decide how I want to have the little pond below the waterfalls. I kind of like it like that. I wish I had a little bit more room to make it a bit bigger, but I am just trying to work with the amount of space that I have. So to be completely honest, I don't have an exact plan for the outside of her house. I'm first starting to place down this dirt path and kind of see if I can get it to look good. And then over here, I decided that I'm going to use this really pretty green and white lace blanket, and I'm going to give her a cute little picnic area right below the waterfalls. I ended up finding this really cute fence code. It has like a couple different patterns on it, or not patterns, but animals. Like that one has cute little bunnies, and there's one with little duckies. So I really like that, and then I just placed it behind the trees. I'm kind of trying to figure out the spacing to hide the little hole in the standee, but I thought this fence would be really cute right next to Daisy's house. It kind of matches the colors of her house a bit. So now what I'm doing is just playing around with different furniture that I think will look good in this little blanket area that I have laid out for her. So you'll see me kind of messing around with these standees quite a bit. They're a little bit tricky to work with, but when you can get it to look good, it feels very rewarding. So unfortunately, I did decide to take down the standees. I just didn't like how it was turning out. I didn't have as much space as I needed to work with to make them look good. And then I did decide to go ahead and use this stone fencing. I want to try and incorporate this on a lot more areas of my island. So now what I'm doing is just going back in and filling in the little pond that I made below the waterfalls because I wanted to be able to plant some trees. Then what I'm going to go ahead and start doing is decorating this little picnic blanket right next to Daisy's house. So I wind up just using a ukulele and a Zen cushion with this light blue pattern on it. I think the pattern on the Zen cushion complements the stone fencing quite nicely. So as I was decorating more of this area, I really didn't like how this dirt pathing looked outside of Daisy's house. I felt that it was too kind of blah for this area, so I'm trying the brick pathing now. I will be experimenting with a couple different types of pathing for the outside of her house. It's also a little bit tricky because their houses are 3 spaces like right in front of their door. I sometimes have a hard time placing pathing down because I like for it to look symmetrical, but we do end up eventually making it work, so just stay tuned for that. I finally decided to go with this really cute diagonal ducky blanket. I like the color of it, and I like how it looks right outside of her house. It's like a little welcome mat almost. So this is the code that I did end up sticking with for the outside of her house. And then for this little bottom piece, I didn't have an exact border, but I just took one of those white cosmos and some other flowers and I placed it right outside of it so it kind of blended in well together. So now I'm just going in and switching up the flowers a bit to add a bit more color to this area. And now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put behind the stone fencing. You'll see me go back in and change those flowers out in a little bit. And then I come over here and I try and put down some pathing, but I ended up not liking how it works. So I actually go and start looking for other codes because I just didn't like this dirt pathing in this area over here. So you'll see a new code that I found in a bit that I really like how it turned out here. And then right here I am just placing I'm trying to place a garden wagon behind here. I really like how that looks, and the trees hide the little handles on the garden wagon. So then I found this really pretty green floral path. At first I just wanted to see what it looked like without putting it like on top of another path, but it was a bit too light, so I decided to do some inverted pathing in this area. So if you're not sure what inverted pathing is, it just means taking the in-game path, laying it down, and then going over that in-game path with a custom design path of your choice. So that's just kind of what I am working on right now. I'm just laying down the shape of the path, and then I will go back over and lay the green path on top of this in-game dirt path. Just a little tip for the inverted pathing. I like to leave the sides open, so I will just kind of put a little middle piece on some of the corners just to make it look like it's kind of blending in to the actual grass in the game. And then I like to leave a couple spaces in between each little section of the pathing that I work on, because I like to go back after I kind of lay out the outline of the pathing and add in some more custom codes or flowers. And then right here, I am just kind of playing around with trees and flowers. I ended up going with some stunted trees for this area, but I didn't have any more stunted trees ready. So I just go ahead and plant a sapling, and then towards the end of the video, I will just time travel a couple days in order to be able to get that to grow. I do just kind of place some flowers, and right here I didn't want the flowers to be all in like one straight line, so that's why I added those bushes. I like how it adds some like I'm trying to think of how to describe it, like a little curved pathway, not pathway, but I don't know, you see what I mean. It kind of follows like the flow of the river. And then right here I am just playing around with some more codes. I do want to have the other side of this path be a little picnic area, but I kind of got stuck because I didn't have the items that I needed to make this look like it kind of fit in well together. So I actually went back to my storage and kind of emptied my pockets, and then came back over here and got some better items. And I just wanted to add another quick note. I think I'm going to cut out all of the times that I like go and run and get flowers or go to storage. I feel like nobody probably really enjoys watching that. So from now on, I will just kind of keep that out of the video and keep the videos just about the speed build. I do eventually want to get to the point where I have like all of the items laid out that I want to use, but I'm not that prepared yet, but that can, be my goal for the future. So right here, I end up using this cute little horizontal, I think that's the right word, horizontal blanket code. And I just want to say, for the longest time, I would see these types of codes in people's creator codes, and I had no idea what they were for. I was like, what do you use this for? And then finally yesterday it clicked. So I say all that to say I really like that little code. Right here, I am just placing down this really pretty picnic blanket that has that little cutting board with like little berries on it. I think this design is so cute, and I will go ahead and leave the creator in the description below. And now I'm just trying to figure out what items I want to put on top of the picnic blanket. These little like 2x2 areas can be a little bit tricky to decorate because, like, you can see the one that I built earlier in the build, I have it where there's like 2 items in the back and 1 in the front. I feel like that gives it a nice balance, but I kind of struggled with this one for a while, but I think it eventually came together pretty nicely. Keep your eye on little stitches in the background. Like right now he's getting a little sleepy, and then he eventually just falls asleep. This is actually the second time he's done this in the build. He did that a bit earlier, but he is just so precious. So I'm just now realizing how much time I spent decorating this little picnic blanket. Like I mentioned, they are pretty tricky, but I am finally able to get it to a place where I'm happy with it. So you will see that right now, and then I'm just going to be wrapping up the build, and I will go ahead and time travel to my favorite time in the game around 5 or 6 a.m. and show you all what it looks like then and when the trees and bushes are fully grown. Okay, so here it is. Daisy's house is finally complete. I just wanted to give you guys a couple different views with the camera open. I really like how it ended up turning out, especially around 5 a.m. I feel like it fits Daisy very well, and it fits my kind of metalcore theme. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. If you like content like this and would like to see more of it, don't forget to hit the little bell to be notified when I post my next video. And it would really mean a lot to me if you subscribed and left a like on the video if you did enjoy it. And I hope everybody has a wonderful I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!